And welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Toronto Maple Leafs 0, Florida Panthers 2, NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs Round 2, Game 4, 2025. This series is tied 2-2. The Leafs lose to the Florida Panthers tonight. And man, I'm starting to worry. There's part of my brain, I do believe the Leafs can win this series. I still believe that the Leafs can win this series, deep down. But there's a lot of my brain that's like, dude, these are the Florida Panthers. They let them back in it. And the referees are starting to put in the fix. And just everything did not go the Leafs' way tonight. Yes, the penalties the referees called on the Leafs in the first period were penalties. I do agree with that. But you can't tell me the Panthers are playing a clean game on the other end. They did get called for some things. Still not enough. I think they should have been called for more. I mean, elbows to the head, boardings, interferences. Like, dude, it should have been like 7 power plays each. It really should have. But speaking of power plays, the 4th power play the Panthers have, 15:45 through the first, Tkachuk and Barkov play to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe takes the shot, puts it into the net past Joseph Woll to make it 0-1. At the end of one, it's 0-1. The Panthers have the lead, but it's crazy they only scored on 1 power play. People say their power play is so good. They only scored on 1 power play tonight. But they were going to get one, and they got one. And for most of the game, it was enough. No goals in the second period. End of 2, it was 0-0. Third period, 12:09 through the period. Ekblad plays it to Bennett, who's on a breakaway, who shoots it past Woll as he basically falls down backwards in front of the net. It goes in 0-2, and the final is 0-2. Series tied 2-2. Panthers are going back to Toronto with a 2-2 series tie. Good news for the Leafs is Game 5's in Toronto, and they have an extra day of rest. The bad news is the Florida Panthers are dirty as all hell, and the referees are calling nothing that the Panthers are doing. It seems to me the Leafs have started to give up. Joseph Woll was the only one who wasn't on code. I think Matthew Knies as well played well. But other than that, everybody else sucked. Defense is a little bit better than offense, but offense has to score goals. Joseph Woll had the game of his life, and they still lost. The Leafs still lost. The Florida Panthers played with their food, and most of the game were only leading 1-0, and the Leafs still lose. Champions don't do that. Florida weren't the best. In the end, Woll was saving Toronto's ass. That probably helped it be 1-0. But for a while there, they were playing with their food, and the Leafs still couldn't get one. Joseph Woll deserves better. He should be angry at every single Leafs player, even Matthew Knies. And I think Knies played well tonight compared to everybody else. I think he had energy, he had fire, but in the end, Knies didn't score. The Leafs have to put pucks on net. Bobrovsky has woken up. He's closer. Tonight was his first really classic Bobrovsky game. The first 3 games were bad. If everything else for the rest of the series is like this, the Panthers will probably win. Joseph Woll had a game where he had a game of his life, and we pissed it away. The funny part is, if the Leafs had the offense of Friday night tonight, they would have been up 3-1 in Toronto. They would have been back to Toronto 3-1. If they had the goalie play of Joseph Woll on Friday night of tonight, on Friday night, they would have been going back to Toronto 3-1. I don't know about a sweep. We'll leave that alone. But the Leafs had amazing offense Friday night, amazing goalie tonight, couldn't get it done. And that's how you lose series to the Florida Panthers, because the Florida Panthers will wear you out, wear you down, and make you lose. The Florida Panthers are a team you don't want to give time to or a chance to, mind you. You can't give them an opening. when the refs are on their side, not calling a damn thing against them, when Colin Campbell's gonna rip George Peros a new asshole if he tries to suspend one of the Panthers players. By the way, Colin Campbell should never be in the Hall of Fame. That's a problem. DOPS won't do nothing. They've had 30 headshots. They've elbowed 30 guys in the head. Well, 30 elbows to the head of like 10 different guys. They're trying to run multiple guys. They already ran Stallers. Joseph Woll had the game of his life. My point being is this. You cannot beat the Panthers if you give them an opening, because they will bust that door open like a policeman and get in your house and ransack your house. You could say, but this was at their barn. Fine. Okay. Cool. It was at their barn. They still have an opening to come to Toronto and ransack your barn. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like maybe that's what's going to happen. Craig Berube has to earn his paycheck over the next 3 days. Wake these boys up. This team is different. If this team is truly different, Craig Berube will whip these boys into shape and tell them, hey, you can't let the Panthers do this. You are better than this. You can beat these guys, but you have to keep punching back. You cannot give up just because everything, the refs, Colin Campbell, George Peros, Gary Bettman, everything is against you. The Panthers, you're playing 5v20. 5v20. You can't quit. You can't quit. 6v20, you can't quit. You have to keep punching back. Where is the fight? From game 1, game 2, and even game 3, where is the fight? Are you being beaten to submission? Is that what the Panthers have finally done? Wake up. You can't let them do that. Because right now, after tonight, it seems like that's the case. Florida's finally beaten Toronto to submission. With all the dirty bullshit that they pull, with Gary Bettman making the call to Colin Campbell to make the call to George Peros not to do shit, to send Wes McCauley out there for game 3 without Sheldon Keefe being on the bench. But hey, you know what? Good job, NHL. You had a reason to let Wes McCauley beat up the Leafs anyway without worrying about Sheldon Keefe. Hey, you made it look like there wasn't a conflict of interest, which there was, by the way. New Jersey fans, you'll figure that out. Especially Sean. Oh, you'll figure that out. When Wes McCauley comes around with Sheldon Keefe on the bench, oh, you'll find out. Oh, you'll find out. Look up Sheldon Keefe, Wes McCauley, conflict of interest. You'll find out. It's real. And he screws over Sheldon Keefe. But guess what? He's not on the bench anymore for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's Craig Berube. But Gary Bettman had the wherewithal and the sense to be like, hey, I can make the call and Wes will screw over the Leafs for the Panthers and it looks like it's fine. It isn't just Sheldon Keefe. Okay. The refs weren't, well, they were bad tonight. And I don't even know who they are. It's like pro refs in MLS. It's like, oh, I don't even know this guy. Oh, he's horrible. Oh. It's like freaking Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin. You know? It's like that. It's like, I got a piece of chocolate. I got candy corn. I got a rock. The ref is the rock. And not... Well, at this point, yeah, don't like Dwayne much either right now either, but I'm not talking about Dwayne Johnson. I'm talking about a stone. I'm talking about a stone of, I don't know, pick your poison. Pick your poison. Granite? Well, no, that's not a rock, really. Well, no, there can be, but stone of cobblestone, graphite? No. Shit, what is it? Damn it. I played Minecraft so much. I should know. I should know all these stones. I played Minecraft a lot when I was a kid. Like 13, 12, 13. All that. But I should know all these stones. Shit. Yeah, but either way, it's a stone. I mean a stone. Not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I mean a stone. Now, these refs are stones on trick or treat. Or trunk or treat. Whatever you want to talk about. I don't know what the hell. Either way, I'm worried. I believe, but I'm worried. And I'm not really looking forward to a Game 7. I would rather down a couple ball bearings and shove myself into an MRI machine and become a human Claymore nuke, Claymore mine, than watch a Game 7 with the Leafs versus Panthers. That would be less painful, being a human Claymore mine. It would be. Because even if the Leafs win, it's still going to be painful watching a Game 7 against the Panthers. But either way, that's what we're staring down, because the Leafs have to win 2 or 3. And there's part of me that believes they can, but I'm definitely worried. Berube's got to work these guys back into shape. They have an extra day off. Use it. Use it for well. Use it well. Not for well. Use it well. Florida, I was afraid of them for a reason. Here we are. Put up or shut up, Toronto. Wake up. Don't fall to your knees against these guys. Fall on your knees. They're like the elves from Squidbillies, the Florida Panthers. You remember the Christmas episode? The elves? And they were like, fall on your knees. I said, fall on your knees, you son of a bitch. Like, just put all the Florida Panthers faces on those, like, elves. Like, on that scene, you know? Like Marchand on one, Lusterinen on one, Barkov on one, Kachuk on another. There were like 5 elves, right? 5 gnomes. Either way, they acted like gnomes and turned into elves and then got murderous and then got themselves ripped apart by dogs. Which, that's what the Leafs should do. Become the dogs that rip those elves apart. Good job. Don't fall on your knees for these guys. Rip them apart like dogs! Rabid dogs. I know Leafs aren't scary, but you know what is? Rabid dogs. And rabid dogs can kill Panthers. I don't know if that's true, but I believe that's true. It depends on the type. A rabid Cane Corso could kill a Panther. A rabid Great Dane could kill a Panther. I don't know about a rabid Chihuahua, but that's what Mitch Marner should be. Well, act like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah, Chihuahuas are not. That doesn't really work. Yeah, a rabid Maltese. There we go. That's better. There we go. A rabid teacup poodle. That's better. I don't know if that helps, but hey, you know, sure. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you on Wednesday. We're off Monday and Tuesday. God knows I need it. We'll be back Wednesday for a double. Both TFC and the Leafs are playing. We'll be watching both games and reviewing both on Wednesday. Live review double on Wednesday for the TFC Cincy game and Game 5 of the Florida-Toronto series. We will be back. I need 2 days off. Thank God I got them. I will see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.